Hi. So if you are watching this video on 27 December, well, today is my birthday. I just turned 24 and hence the video about 24 lessons I learned throughout 24 years of my existence on this planet. I hope this may or may not help you. Anyways, I have divided this video or this knowledge transfer in three tiers. First is the basic tier, which covers all the basic stuff which you have to do. Those are the non-negotiables. The second part is the intermediate tier, which includes stuffs which if you want to listen from my experience, it's really good. But कुछ होते हैं ना जो जिनको खुद एक्सपीरियंस करके थ्रू देयर फेलियर दे वांट टू लर्न अप टू यू नो वरीज एंड थर्ड इज अ गॉड टियर और द एडवांस टियर which includes all my conclusion when I moved here, especially the things I learned in terms of family, in terms of relationships. That's all. So let's get started with the basic tier. First up, basic tier. Drink water, cut down on sugar and cut down on caffeine. This is a very basic advice which you would receive. It is actually very essential to drink 2.5 liters of water. You can't put a number on it. Well, this is skeptical again. This would be controversial that सब तो बोलते हैं 3 लीटर पानी पीना चाहिए, तू ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा है? But the thing is, if you go take a piece and उसका शेड थोड़ा ऐसे लाइटिश येलो कलर है, you're good to go. But if it is darker side, then bro, अभी के अभी जा और पानी पी, ठीक है? पर anyways, what I do is keep this 1 liter bottle and try to refill it twice a day, which makes sure that okay, I have taken 2 liters of water and I go to the gym where I consume around 500 ml of water with the protein shake and everything. So it's on an average like 2.5 liters. Second, don't consume sugar at all. I mean, you can consume, that would be the ideal scenario, but you can consume a little bit, 1 spoon here and there, because let's say if I'm cooking paneer, matar paneer or butter chicken, something like that, then in the recipe itself, you need to add a small tint of sugar, which is, perfect, which gives a really good taste. So you can do that. And trust me, I bought 1 kg sugar in January and I'm still using it. So it's not like मैं बस preach कर रहा हूँ, the things I actually follow. Then third, which I said, caffeine. Cut down completely on caffeine. This is tea, by the way. When I was working part-time, I had 5 a.m. shifts. So what I used to do is take coffee to, boost that thing. But then eventually I realized that for every single thing, whenever I used to feel low, I was dependent on caffeine. I was like, bro, this is not a good space to be in. So what I did was coffee लाना ही बंद कर दिया. जड़ से उखाड़ दिया. Out of the picture. And since then, I have bought coffee. The same jar, it's been used. I think I bought it in last December and अभी तक चल ही रहा है, like there's still more than half. So yeah, I mean pretty much cut down on caffeine. कभी कभी मन करता है, now it's winters outside, बहुत ठंड है, तो you feel like having a coffee or a tea, so why not? By the way, ठंडी हो गई है वीडियो के चक्कर में. By the way, if you have a dream about moving abroad, especially UK and Ireland, then I have the right person to help you out. Uniflik Study Abroad Community. The reason I'm saying community is because they have a community where everyone who has previously moved abroad through them, or like myself, like I have already been here, you can directly connect with me through the community or people like me. And if you have any questions about how is the job market in a particular domain, you may find someone who has already done the same thing and has moved abroad and would be 2 steps ahead of you, and he or she will be really grateful to help you out. And Uniflik Study Abroad community will help you in your journey about moving abroad, as well as connect you with them so that you can answer your doubts. Now, what I have observed is most of the consultancies will, push you through a particular university or a particular course because they have a tie-up with them. The best part about Uniflik is they have tie-up with almost every university here in Ireland as well as UK. So they don't have that biasness. They will choose the right or the best fit for you. They will help you in throughout the process, SOP, LOR, visa, everything. So check out their website. The link is in the description. The best thing what you can do is, if you want to have a free one-on-one call, then there's a WhatsApp number down in the description. DM them with saying TAN300. That's the code TAN300, and they will get in touch with you, and then you can get your doubts resolved free of cost. And then you can decide if that's a good fit for you and then move ahead. And by the way, this whole service is free of charge. Well, the catch is you need to pay an upfront of $799. If you're using the code TAN300, then it is $499, but you will get that amount refunded as soon as you accept the university acceptance letter, and that's how it becomes free. So check them out. The links are in the description. I would recommend dropping them a text on WhatsApp with the code TAN300 so that they know you are coming from me and they will give you a personalized attention. Thank you so much. Let's continue to the next part of the video. Now, let's move to the second part, second tip, which is having a good skincare, hair care, and a good wardrobe, as well as smelling good. Bhai, hands down, I was the same. Being a guy, I think 90% of people are नॉट यूज टू हेयर केयर. उनको पता भी नहीं है कि क्या स्किन केयर रूटीन होना चाहिए, क्या हेयर केयर रूटीन होना चाहिए. इट डजंट हैव टू बी 7 स्टेप, बहुत बेसिक होना चाहिए. एंड जस्ट फॉलो दैट रूटीन एंड यू विल फाइंड there's a difference between the skin. If you can see, there are, I don't know, but I have that, like वो glow आ गया है. there are no pimples. If you have seen my previous videos, like जो starting के, there would be like 1 or 2 पिम्पल. अब ये मत बोलना कि next time जब मेरे वीडियो में दिखेगा तो बोलेगा भाई तू तो स्किन केयर करता है. वो कभी कभी हो जाता है, but still I mean having a good night sleep and skin care is really essential. तो तुमको ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना. इन लोग ने मेरे को पैसे नहीं दिए, but this is what I use. तो this is moisturizer, Nivea का lotion, not moisturizer. So let me tell you something. Cleanser, I use cleanser. एक second. This सुबह उठते सार मुंह धो, बाहर से आए मुंह धो, क्लेंजर यूज़ करो. दिस इज़ अ वेरी जेंटल क्लेंजर बिकॉज आई हैव ऑयली स्किन. तो आई यूज़ दिस नॉर्मल टू ऑयली स्किन वाला, बट यू कैन फील फ्री टू यूज़ द ड्राई स्किन वाला. दे हैव, दिस इज सेरावी. बेस्ट, सब कुछ ऑलमोस्ट सेरावी का ही है. वंस यू आर डन विद द क्लेंजर, देन यू हैव टू अप्लाई द मॉइस्चराइजर, देन द सनस्क्रीन. मैं प्रोडक्टिव हूँ, मैंने दोनों को एक ही में कंबाइन कर दिया, सनस्क्रीन और मॉइस्चराइजर एक साथ. एंड SPF 50+ इज़ द बेस्ट. दिस इज़ SPF 50+ एंड नॉन फ्रेग्रेंट एंड ब्ला 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 जो भी है. एंड इट डजंट गिव यू दैट वाइट टेक्स्चर. तो दीज टू इन द मॉर्निंग रूटीन. इन द इवनिंग मेक श्योर टू वॉश अगेन, क्लेंज योर फेस. एंड उसके बाद तो मॉइस्चराइज करना और नाइसिनामाइड लगाना, प्रोडक्टिविटी दोनों मिक्स कर दिया. PM इन द नाइट वॉश योर फेस, क्लेंस कर लो. उसके बाद पुट नाइसिनामाइड एंड देन अप्लाई अ मॉइस्चराइजर, प्रोडक्टिविटी अगेन. मैंने दोनों को मिक्स कर दिया. दिस इज़ अ PM थिंग. एज अ गाय यू वुड बी वर्किंग आउट, गोइंग आउट. तुमको डिओ यूज़ नहीं करना, मत करो भाई. ये प्लीज़ रोल ऑन यूज़ कर लो यार. वो ऐसे गंदी स्मेल आती है. लाइक टू बी रियली ऑनेस्ट, यू वुडंट हैव रियलाइज इट, बट लड़कियाँ पिकअप करती है ऑन दी स्मॉल हिंट्स. सो यूज़ इट. इज समथिंग डिओड्रेंट फ्रॉम अ लोकल ब्रांड, लिडल से. So this, and if you can invest in a good perfume, then go with this one or any other. But yeah, this is a cool as well. I have few more, एक दो extra रखे to have, you know, 2 different scents occasionally. After the bath के लिए I use body wash. And मेरे भाई मॉइस्चराइज़र तुम्हारी स्किन के लिए, लोशन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इट विल गेट ड्राई. एंड तुम वो करते थे ना स्कूल में, एक्सो हाथ पे खेलना, वो हो जाएगा भाई. प्लीज़ यूज़ अ मॉइस्चराइज़र. एंड फॉर हेयर केयर, एवरी 2 or 3 times in a week, शैम्पू एंड कंडीशनर. डोंट डू चिंगुस्पना एंड दोनों को एक में मत करो यूज़ बिकॉज इट रियली wears your skin out. So use a non-sulfate, that would be the ideal, you know, area. But if you can, use a separate conditioner and shampoo and conditioner. Apply oil apply oil every single time. 3 दिन is good, like चंपी करो and that's it. And 3 महीने बाद let me know how the results are. And of course तुम्हारे skin type के हिसाब से check करो if you have porous hair or not, if you have oily skin or not. Let's go on to the third part, which is sleep schedule. I'm not saying that you have to wake up early in the morning, 4 AM. मैं खुद नहीं उठता भाई. I wake up at 7, आराम से chill, 7:30. My body clock is now set, circadian rhythm. So you have to wake up around, like जो भी time you have set up. My body is set to 7:30. So I wake up around 7:30, 7:45. I sleep around 11. So make sure you're sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time. Ideally 11 बजे सो रहे हो और 7 बजे उठ रहे हो, तो that is ideal. But ठीक है, whatever suits you, that's perfect. But make sure कि you are getting 7.5 hour good sleep and same time पे सो रहे हो, उठ रहे हो. Basically that's the main fundamentals about it. Fourth thing, it's very essential. Make sure that you are using or you are having food. If you are staying at home, then obviously your mom would be cooking. So 80% of the time make sure that you are eating घर का food and not going outside. I won't say 100% because come on, let's be honest. Even I go outside, do takeaway जब भी, you know, I feel low and I want to treat myself with some achievement. 1000K 2K फॉलोअर्स हो गए तो चलो पार्टी करते हैं. बट 80% घर का ट्राई करो कुक करना एंड खाना. दैट्स व्हाट आई प्रेफर. फर्स्ट थिंग, जो पैसे बचेंगे ना भाई, बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे बचेंगे. And then invest in good scent, you know, like खुद पे खर्चा करो ना. You are also like you can be self-sufficient in the sense that cooking, I feel यहाँ आने के बाद I realized that it is a life skill. सबको आना चाहिए. So cook your own meal. हाँ मम्मी से थोड़ा बहुत हेल्प कर लो if you are staying at home, but I would recommend if you are working professional or someone, then you know at least on Saturday Sunday help your mom. At least उनको भी थोड़ा छुट्टी मिले ना, right? Even we get off. Like my mom is a housewife. If your mom is working, then so by it's good to have someone like a helper or something, whatever. I'm not gonna go in that tangent, but I would recommend 80% cook yourself and 20% take away चलता है भाई. Fifth, read books daily. कुछ बड़ा तीर नहीं मारा मैंने ये बता के. It's a very common advice, but do follow it. There's a very simple trick. I used to procrastinate. I had a very much like friction in reading a book. So what I recently discovered is Audible. Now, the people who are old school, जिनको पढ़ना पसंद है, don't come after me, don't cancel me. Okay, please listen. It's very much friction for me to sit down, get a book, physical copy of a book and then read it. And even it's very expensive here, at least 20-25 euros for a good book. So what I do is take Audible. I bought the monthly subscription from Audible and you get 1 credit ऐसे ही. If you want, by the way, check the link in the description. Once you get the Audible, तुम कहीं भी जाओ ना, like put your headphones on, open a book and just listen through it. Usually it is narrated by the writer himself or a good narrator who, you know, paints a really good picture about the book or about the scenario which is being explained to you. And you can have multiple genres. So if you feel like I want to read fiction, you can do fiction. If you don't want to read fiction, you want to read something non-fiction, then you can read non-fiction. At the moment, currently, I'm reading this book, Buy Back Your Time, and do trust me, this is the ultimate book. Like बहुत सही है. If you are a businessman, then this is the recommendation. Which brings me to a book recommendation. If you have not started reading the book, then here are 3 books which you can start with. First is The Manifest. That's the ultimate book. I read it in December 2023, and that is the reason why I was able to plan out really well for 2024 and was able to achieve 75-80% of my goals. Second, Buy Back Your Time, because I am kinda interested in building a business. So that is the book which teaches you about how you can buy back your time. If you want, let me know. I'll create a summary video of it. Third book is Atomic Habits, and the fourth book, Ankur sir, thank you so much for making this book. The format, do epic shit and get epic shit done. Psychology of Money. Even Money Matter something is the name of the third book. But any of his book is really good. He really tries to, you know, solve the problem. Basically, जो वो बोलता है ना, बड़े बुजुर्गों ने जो कहा है, sir, I mean, with utmost respect. So listen to him. He gives a really good advice, and the book is in the format of questions and answers. So you can just jump onto a chapter which you want answer with. So basically, बीच में ऐसे हो गया था that I was comparing myself with other peers that, oh, they are doing really great, I'm not doing great in my career. So I went to the book and it gives the solution that compare with yourself, putting yourself like, are you growing compared to your past self? If not, then that's a problem. If yes, then there's no problem. You don't have to compare anyone else, because everyone has a different story, everyone has a different context. If you are seeing someone's success, this is what I recently learned from a coaching call I took with a coach, I would say, or a therapist or psychologist, I don't know. But she told me that this comes to you if you are, you know, jealous of someone's success. Then sit back and think, am I willing to do all the sacrifices they did to achieve what they have right now? Sometimes what happens is we only see at the success. अरे यार उसके 1 million subscribers है. I want 1 million subscribers. I want to be in that space. Why am I not there? But am I willing to do all the sacrifices that person did? रात को जगना, ज़्यादा वीडियो शूट करना, building a team, having a 9 to 5. Am I willing to do that? So this is a really good perspective to look about it. But I think so much of rambling here. Let's move on to the next point. Before moving on to the next point, sorry, but there's a really good trick I use. अगर तुमको बुक पढ़ना ही है, सुबह instead of scrolling on Instagram, set a 15 minutes timer and read the book. Or listen to the Audible. You don't have to set a goal such as I have to read 10 pages, because that's a very vague goal, I feel. So set a timer, 15 minutes you have to read, and then in the afternoon while having lunch or after the lunch, go on a walk and then put on Audible 15 minutes again. And in the night before going to bed, have a Kindle, have a book, 15 minutes. So total in a day you are reading for 45 minutes. which will eventually तुम्हारा reading speed बढ़ेगा, सुनने का speed बढ़ेगा. You can listen to 1.5x, which is again audible का फायदा, because we are a Gen Z or Gen Alpha who is more inclined towards consuming online knowledge, YouTube and courses, everything. So I feel 1.5x our brain is tuned to listen to the information on one speed manner, which saves time, and also we are able to make active notes and also do the things which we are doing, like walking करते करते वो सुन लिया. Let's move on to the intermediate tier. Let's move on to the intermediate tier, which has few points. Until now we have covered 5. Now let's move on to the 6th one. Meditate regularly. Daily would be the ideal goal, but if possible, at least maximum time whenever you can do it. It's not like you have to sit in a place for an hour long period. You can sit down for like 5 to 10 minutes, or 15 minutes would be the ideal again, but at least 5-10 minutes. And if you can't do meditation, it's fine. This is my 2024 journal. It has everything in it, like from the goals, everything basically. This is a method called bullet journal, Bujo. You can search it on YouTube, you can find it. This is how I started with the 2024 goal and intentions, and it has really worked. So whenever you are feeling low or you have any thoughts, then this is the place where you can express. Just write it down in the night. And there's one tip I got, which is while ending or while writing the journal, this happened, and this whole scenario teaches me that. End with this, and it will give you some learning or some clarity. While meditating, don't put yourself under pressure that you have to sit down for 15 minutes and there shouldn't be any thoughts would be there. You not acting upon it, that's meditation. So like, it's basically like observing the cars going on the road. This was there in one of the videos by Headspace. You can check them out, but I currently use Level Supermind. Again, link is in the description if you want, you can check. 7th, positive self-talk. If we are having a conversation, if we see a pot belly around ourselves, we be like looking in the mirror, we are like, we are not good enough, no one will care about us. But the thing is, if you yourself won't care about yourself, then no one will. So start caring about yourself. So basically doing positive self-talks. There is a quote, I haven't verified it, but it is said by SRK. Someone asked, why do you keep yourself calling King Khan, king of Bollywood? He replied, अगर मैं नहीं सोचूंगा तो कोई और मेरे बारे में क्यों सोचेगा? अगर मैं खुद को नहीं बोलूंगा तो why would anyone else? Have positive self-talks. Put yourself first. When I say positive self-talk, it also applies to, let's say you're trying to get a job. No matter, like there will be 100 200 rejections, but you making that effort to apply again and again and having that confidence in yourself that okay, I will crack it, it changes the game. Even the recruiter could analyze that you have confidence even if you don't know the skill, but if you are confident enough, then you will get the job. Hence, have positive self-talk, because अगर thoughts ही लाने हैं तो positive क्यों नहीं? I mean, that is what I believe in. And if you meet me 90% of the time, I don't use the word not, nahi ho payega. I just try to wrap around it. Moving to the next point, it is somewhere around this, which is a very fundamental one, that your human brain tricks you. So write everything down, or at least have it into the calendar. Let's say for example, you have something event coming up, you will like, yeah, I will remember. Your brain will trick you, bro. You don't need to write it down, you will remember it. But 110% I guarantee you will forget what the event was or what the context was. So whatever you are coming up to, just write it down in your notebook. Or so if you have seen this channel for a long while, you would realize that I swear by the calendar. Whatever is there in the calendar, that is the only thing which I perform or which I do. Everything is in the calendar, like right from small reminders like laundry, like nail cut and everything. I don't know, it's stupid, but it's there. Spend my brain energy in remembering all those brainless tasks. Let's say if you have 1 TB of storage, you don't want it to be stored, like you will delete the screenshot, you will delete unnecessary files and footages, right? So that is what you have to apply here. Why do you want to keep in mind all those events, right? Just write it down or have it in the calendar, and that's it. 9th, now this is getting serious. 9th, set definitive goals. So for example, if your goal is you want to achieve a high paying job, then be specific. How much the salary should be, what should the company be like, would it be an MNC, would it be a startup, how your manager should treat you like, how your teammates should be like, what skills would you require, or what are the tasks you would be performing. A very good way is like, you know, visualization and all that. But it's usually when we visualize that, oh, I'm sitting in that place, I'm doing all this. But you can visualize the process of achieving it, even the obstacles. This I learned from a creator. So you can learn from the obstacles that you can, and visualize the obstacles. Okay, while applying for that ideal job, I will face multiple rejections, I might have to cope up with the team members, and that will make you understand that, okay, this is the reality. When it comes to you, like when you face the rejection, you'll be like, yeah, I know it is the process, so I will move forward with it. And whenever you are setting a goal, have a timeline, have when you want it, why you want it, because the why would be the motivation driver. Also, one more thing is, if you don't have a why, then you really won't do it. You will do it, let's say you watch a video, you watch this video and you get motivated, but after that, what? The why would be your motivating factor. Okay, next is in the similar thing, which is I want to touch base on, that is setting an input oriented goal rather than having an output oriented goal. So for example, let's say I want to be like pump and everything, so that is an output oriented goal. But the input oriented goal of the same thing would be, I will hit the gym 4 times a week, and I will make sure that I'm hitting the same muscle group twice a week, because that's how you know, get the pump and everything. And also I'll focus on a calorie surplus diet, so that will help you. So this is the input oriented goal. So focus how you can convert your output oriented goal into an input oriented goal, and if you do in this way, then there are 70% chances that you will get to it. Don't set too many goals. The one mistake I observe is people setting so many goals and then, you know, juggling between all those. Set 3 goals in each domain. So life can be divided into 3 parts: work, health and relationship. Work can be divided then into 2 parts: 9 to 5 work or the business you are trying to build, and relationships then will be family, friends, actual relationships. Health, obviously mental and physical. These are the 3 key areas. You can just plan accordingly, plan your week accordingly, have an ideal calendar, have an ideal week. I've talked about it in this video, so check it out, it will be somewhere here. So do it and just have one goal in each of the domain: work, health and relationships. The reason I say set a goal, have a deadline, have a why is, let's take a Google Maps analogy. If you are sitting in a car, if you don't take action, that is, if you don't start the engine, you won't be able to move anywhere, right? But now if I say, like, you sit in a cab and you don't instruct the driver and you're just roaming, that's just waste of money, and that money can be, but in life, time is the replacement for money. So basically, if you are sitting in a, like, you're having a goal but you don't know when to achieve it, what you want exactly, like, then where would you go, right? So if you have a Google Maps, let's say I want to go to Mumbai from Pune, then at least you have a road, you have multiple paths, then you can choose one path, then follow on that. If there is traffic, then change the path, but at least you are moving towards some direction, right? Once you are in momentum, then you can move forward. Newton's law: if an object is in motion, then it continues to stay in motion unless and until an external force is applied, right? So at least get into momentum, right? And the direction where you want to go, that will bring that momentum. 10th tip is very basic: use a calendar for everything, for your important events, for your meetings, for your reminders, for your friend's birthday. And trust me, for reminding yourself for a friend's birthday is really good, because even they will feel happy that, oh, you remember, and at least you will have a chat for with a friend who has long lost. ऐसे तो हम कभी बात नहीं करते, but at least this is cool, right? Emphasize more on this, you get the point. Let's move on to the 11th one, which is having a notes taking system or app. So in a day, we learn a lot of things. We learn through books, Audible or journals or YouTube channel, podcast, a lot of things. We consume a lot, but whatever we are consuming, we can't implement everything at the same time, right? So have something where you can store all the things. So for example, let's say I am learning about how to make YouTube videos. I will have a Notion page about how to make YouTube videos, by whom from whom I'm learning, and then make a note about it. For if I'm reading a book, I will write down. I'm a very analogical person, so I prefer writing it down. But yeah, digital note has its own benefits. You can search, you can do a lot of things. Notion is the best app. You can try if you want. The link is in the description, check it out. There's an affiliate link in the description. If you want, you can check it out. 12th, keep upskilling. So let's have a treadmill analogy. The world is right now running as a treadmill. If you are in a tech industry, then it is the treadmill on steroids, kind of like. If you don't cope up with it, you will eventually fall off the treadmill, or if you try to match, you won't be moving forward. So you want to be just a little bit ahead in the pacing to be ahead of the curve. So keep yourself updated, subscribe to newsletters, watch YouTube channels, and try building some or the other projects, because there's a term called brain rot which has been introduced recently, which is basically scrolling Instagram, scrolling Twitter, scrolling mindlessly, doing things, and you don't want to be in that situation. So keep learning, keep upskilling yourself. Point number 13 is learn to ask. Networking, because let's say I'm assuming that the audience which I have right now is somewhere around in the undergraduate or doing some work, so you would have experienced this, like a lot of rejections, the process of applying. But you also know that getting a job through referrals, it's much more likely scenario than applying through a link and everything. So how do you get a referral? Right, through networking. Let me tell you a story. When I was doing my masters, I met the HR, I did follow up, I networked with her, and then I got the interview, and eventually that converted into a job, internship, and then sponsorship. This is how essential the networking is. Even 2 weekends back, I went out randomly to meet people whose advertisement I saw on LinkedIn about, they were discussing about blockchain technology and crypto and all that. I was like, why not? Let's give it a shot. I went and had a good networking, and now those people know founders of a very big tech event in Ireland, and now I'm in the one person away. How liberating is that, right? So send connections, build in public. That's something really cool right now. Build in public, send connection request, network as much as possible. No doubt there will be people who will say no, I don't want to network with you, but just try. 14th is just continuation of the part which I said earlier, is building in public. So if you want to learn a skill, then what you do is learn the skill, build projects, and start posting on LinkedIn or Twitter. Those are the two platforms really working well. So you will get opportunities inbound rather than you reaching out that I'm looking for a job. If you start building in public projects and you're sharing your learnings, then you'll start getting inbound leads. And trust me, I'm not joking, I did get 2-3 offers in terms of job when I started posting on LinkedIn. Right now I'm not doing it regularly, but you're building something. If you want to achieve something, then you need to have eyeballs on you, right? Jo dikhta hai wahi bikta hai. That saying is really true. 15th, to all the introverts out there, you need to be ambivert. You need to know how to switch on and off. If you are in a room of all the founders, and if you are an introvert standing in the corner, you won't get a lot of opportunities. You might have observed this pattern as well, that there are people who are not great in technical skills, but they are good in communicating. They are really good socializing with people, and they get so many good opportunities. But someone like yourself is, always skeptical about it. Like, I know everything, but I don't know how to speak to people. I don't know how to socialize. Then you are still in the below average range. You don't get what you deserve. So the thing is, you don't get until what you ask. There's a really good book which you can read, which is $1 Million Weekend. It has few exercises if you can do it. So basically, one of the exercises is going to a cafe and asking for a 10% discount. We are very hesitant about it, but trust me, if you are getting used to all the rejections, you don't have to get a 10% discount. The idea here is just going upfront and asking, can I get a 10% discount? You can say, yeah, I'm reading this book and there's an exercise in it. Recently I did something like similar thing, right? I was traveling from Dublin to India. While in the plane, I asked a flight attendant that, hey, can I get an upgrade to business class, please? He said it was $800. I was like, is there any chance if there's any empty seat and I can upgrade for free? He was like, well, let me check. See, the thing is not whether I got it or not. Spoiler alert, I didn't, but at least I asked. What if I would have gotten it? Economy se business mil jata. Just ask. He didn't kill me or something, right? He didn't give me any explanation. He just said, no, it's not possible. That's all. And the best tip, if you are struggling to talk to strangers, improve your English, what you can do is record videos every single day, 1-minute video every single day, and see how you improve on the 50th video. Ankur Hariku keep on saying that, you have to record yourself and analyze, keep topics same, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I was naive enough. Like, I couldn't get him. I was like, no, bro, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my space in that. But trust me, when I started this YouTube channel, you can compare the first video and this, I don't know, 35th or 40th video. You can see the change in tone, see the change, the level of confidence I have built. Now I can strike a conversation with anyone. Recent incident, I was on a plane and I literally strike a conversation with a random person who was also traveling to Dublin, and now we are really good friends. I mean, seriously, it helps. And meet as many people as you can. Don't have any transactional conversation. Have a normal conversation about how was your day, why are you here. If you're meeting them in a public setting, then ask them what brings you here, what is your forte, did you like the event, what was the thing, what is one key takeaway. Ask them what and how questions. That strikes a really good conversation rather than small talks. Okay, now things are getting really serious. Let's move on to the god tier or the advanced tier of these learning. Number 16, don't drop out, please. I know your business is doing well, you are doing a really good in the agency, but at least have the basic education. This one thing I don't really like or I don't really support. Well, you might have a debate around it, but I feel that at least a basic degree or a basic 12th standard ke baad ka education is must. Trains you to be disciplined. I know that in our education system, it's not like you will learn a lot of skills, but you will learn life skills like how to treat people, how to tackle with the deadlines, how to be disciplined, how to behave. If you're not liking a subject, how to still pursue it. It will help in the longer run. Trust me, it will help. So I wouldn't recommend dropping out. If you want, by all means, you are free to do it, but this is my personal opinion. I wouldn't recommend anyone doing it. Just to give you an example, Samay Raina is someone who everyone watches and loves him. Even he did printing engineering. I mean, what's stopping you? Number 17, build projects, do freelancing stuff, do internship, get as much experience as you can in your 20s, because after a certain age, like after 25 plus, you will start getting responsibilities, you'll have debt or all those stuff. And also, if you can avoid having any liability, just do it. Like, don't take a loan or anything, because the mental pressure adds up and it restricts you to open up or spend your money or invest in a course or something, because you have that pressure. Oh no, I need to pay off my loan, and by the time you are paying off your loan, then it gets time to marry and all that things. 20s, relax, chill out, try different things. Chill out as in not chill out. Try different things, do internship, try multiple projects, try working on ML, AI, or metaverse. There are so many things. I'm only talking about technical, but if you are from a financial background, then there may be something like analyzing stock or quants, or I don't know, there are so many things. Try those. Don't stick to one thing. Then only you will find that one thing, or your ikigai, which is something like your purpose in life and all that. If you haven't read that book, that is also a good read. Audible, again, link is in the description if you want to check it out. And there's something that if you start earning your bread early in life, I don't know, like, makes you disciplined, it makes you aware, and then you can truly understand your parents or some decisions they took or the reason behind them taking those decisions. Okay, there is a generational gap, there are a few wrong and right decisions, but at least you'll get to know what was the thinking process behind that. And as you will start working, next tip is around tip number 17 is savings. Have 10%, at least 10 to 15% of your savings invested. First, build your emergency fund, around 3 to 6 months of savings, at least 3, and then start investing like 10-20%. Because trust me, itna bhi ho, even if the amount is literally 500 rupees, just start. Compounding is actually a seventh wonder. Just do it and track all your expenses. Put yourself into 3 categories: wants, needs, savings. Savings is basically your investment, which is 20%. Don't ever exceed your needs above 50%, and for wants have 30%. Then there's a rule called 50-30-20. More about it, Ankur Wariku sir has covered it. Check out his channel and learn from there. But where to invest, how to invest, and all that, he has covered it. But 50-30-20, trust me, if your salary is increasing and your lifestyle is also increasing, then the extra money which you have, you'll still feel low. You'll be miserable, and you'll be like, no, I want another great salary or high paying job, and then you'll fight for that. No problem. But the rationale behind upgrading yourself, going for a higher job or learning new skills shouldn't be that you have less money. It should be always through curiosity, because then there will be a pressure. You are not willing to do it, but you are forced to do it. So track your spending, have an Excel sheet. I do have an Excel sheet. I created a Google form where I fill it, because friction, again, let's be honest, I won't be able to make out time and just go on an Excel sheet, open Excel sheet, and then type all the expenses. So I created a Google form which is linked to a Google sheet. So form bharo and automatically wo udhar chala jata hai. Tip number 19 is kind of similar about investing. Invest as early as possible. Invest at least, like, minimum. If you want to start, 500 rupees bhi bahut hai. Start with 500, then 1000, then 15,000. Not 15,000, but hopefully you get there at that point where 15,000 is your investment amount per month. But yeah, start from as low as 500, no issues. Compounding is actually the eighth wonder. And you can check about Ankur Wariku keeps talking about it. You can check on his channel and just go there. Number 20, we are actually approaching there. If you are here until this point of the video, please comment that I watched until here. It really means a lot and gives me motivation about creating more videos about the similar things. 20 is kind of about time. Think time in terms of money, which is actually true. Time is money, blah blah blah. But today I have turned 24. This is a very deep thing. So basically, if my whole lifespan is about 80 years or 100 years, such would 24 years are gone. So I am moving towards my death every year and I'm celebrating it. Obviously I'm a little bit scared about it, but ठीक है, moving towards it. And you can't bring back the time you have lost unless you have Doraemon and all that. So whenever you are doing anything, whenever you are putting your time on Instagram or on Netflix or reading, writing, shooting a video, be intentional or be mindful about it that okay, this time will be gone and won't come back again. And just that one thought will be so liberating. ठीक है, फिर okay, should I be scrolling Instagram? Okay, कर लेता हूँ 15 minutes के लिए, but then later on I'll just work upon something. So think in this terms, बहुत change आएगा. And there is one more mental model which you can apply in terms of time is whenever you say I don't have time for it, it's not actually the truth. The truth is you're consciously deciding to choose the other thing over this one. It's never about I don't have time. It's basically I don't have time for you or for that thing. I'm not choosing to allocate time for you or for that thing about it. Also, there's something called the Pareto's principle, which is task expands over the time. So let's say, have you ever observed that the deadline is tomorrow and you manage to do the project just before the deadline in one night? Still the deadline was like 1 week. You procrastinated. If you have a deadline, then you do it quickly. 1 घंटे का task भी आधे घंटे में हो जाएगा. It's just you think it that it will take 1 hour. Number 21, don't be afraid of change. Back 2023 December, lot of things were changing. My housemates were leaving to Dublin. I had to move out from the house and find a new one, move in there. So in January I was a bit low. In December I was low that everything is changing, and also the winter depression adds to it. But trust me, अगर change नहीं होगा ना life में, you'll be in the same position. For growth, change needs to happen. I mean, देखो ना, like if I wouldn't have moved or I wouldn't have taken the decision to move abroad, मैं ये video नहीं बना रहा होता. I would have still be in India doing some business or freelancing or 9 to 5, whatever. And वही cycle में अटका रहता. But now this has grown. I grew up, I came to Ireland, learned how to cook, learned how to speak to random people, built confidence, learned a lot of things. Then in 23 when they left, in 2024 January, started this YouTube channel. One thing leads to another. So वो नहीं थे तो I was like okay, चलो कुछ तो करते हैं to keep myself engaged. And it's going really well. Abhi a very close friend of mine moved to Canada, and even that is something, यार okay, there was a very close friend and एक ही था जिसने साथ में काम किया, साथ में we did course, everything. But even he has moved to Canada and all the best for him. But which is like okay, now I have to find new friends, I have to talk to new people. मैं कहीं ना कहीं वो comfort zone में आ गया था. तो God is like bro, चलो कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकलना है, तो खुद नहीं निकल रहा, I'll kick you out. Something like that. Tip number 22, be nice to people. ठीक है, I think I don't need to explain it, it's self-explanatory. So basically वो है ना कि treat anyone the way you like to be treated yourself, something like that. To give you an example, as growing up as a kid, as a teenager, we usually get angry over our parents कि यार give me this, give me that, but they're like nahi, this is not the right time. Then you get angry, or there are few things which you can't cope up with them. But there's one mental model I have recently discovered is if someone is being bitch to you, then step back and just think कि उसके साथ कुछ हुआ रहेगा, that thing is triggering him or her to behave in such a way with me. It's never about you. हम सोचते हैं that okay, this person is being not so good to me, but it's not because of us. It's something going in their life, or there is some incident, or there's some insecurity which they are laying out on us. This is what I try to see. And yeah, okay, some behavior of someone is triggering them and they are not behaving good to us. The same way, if like हमारा भी कोई behavior उनको trigger कर रहा होगा ना, not everyone is perfect, right? So just, I mean, make things clear. Obviously, if things are going really worse, leave that person. But in general, just be nice. क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, अगर होना ही है तो nice बन लो. Oh, and one more thing, if you want to correct someone कि यार ये ऐसे नहीं ऐसे है, correct them in private and appreciate them in public. Trust me, इससे तुम्हारे relationships, bondings बहुत सही बनेंगे. And if you are going for a project manager role, this is one thing which you need to learn. You can check a book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the best book you can read. I was a part of this business group called BNI. One thing I learned there is what goes around comes around. So the way you will treat, you will receive it in some or the other way. Karma is a bitch. Number 23 and number 24 is something which I realized recently after moving here. No one will care as your parents will. While growing up, being a teenager, I was like, दोस्तों के साथ रहना है, giving them more priority. Mom is calling, decline. Dad is calling, decline. फिर मैं कॉल करूँगा जब मैं फ्री रहूँगा. I'll enjoy, I'll party. उनकी बात नहीं सुनूँगा. Now that I'm here, I just look back and think, okay, I had so much time, like 22 years, which I would have been able to spend with them. Still, I chose to go out, party and all that. Karo, no doubt, but there's a limit, right? There should be a balance, or at least have something like dinner. Your whole family sitting together and having dinner, chit-chatting, discussing things. I think right now the situation is distance has increased, but it has brought us closer. So वो parents ही है who will keep checking on you, who will keep calling on you. My brother, the best brother I have. To summarize this, take care of them, keep in touch. If luckily you are staying with them, make sure that you're talking to them. बैठे हो, ये नहीं कि सब बैठे हैं मूवी देख रहे हैं, you're just on your phone talking and all that. Be present with them in the moment. Yeah, I mean, they have done a lot of struggles. वो बोलते नहीं है, like दिखाएंगे नहीं, but they have, trust me, they have done a lot of sacrifices as well as a lot of struggles for you. तो उनको रिस्पेक्ट तो बनती है भाई. Since 2 years, legit, like दूर के रिश्तेदार या थोड़े पास के रिश्तेदार, दोस्त, ठीक है, काम फ़ोन करेंगे, बट मे बी देर वुड बी अ ट्रांजैक्शनल थिंग. ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा कि मैं नहीं करता ये. इवन आई कॉल देम फॉर सम हेल्प और सम ट्रांजैक्शन थिंग. बट पेरेंट्स ही है भाई, उनको वो तुमसे क्या ही चाहेंगे, उनको बस तुम्हारा ही भला चाहिए. सेल्फलेस लव, दैट इज़ वॉट कम्स फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स एंड योर सिबलिंग, ब्रदर सिस्टर, जो भी है, वही होंगे जो तुम्हारी एक्चुअली जेन्युइनली केयर करेंगे. टेक केयर ऑफ देम. 24, नंबर 24, दिस इज द फाइनल पॉइंट, विच इज डोंट फॉरगेट टू स्माइल. भाई इतना दुनिया भर का प्रेशर लोगे तो तुम कैसे खुश रहोगे? जस्ट बी हैप्पी, चिलैक्स, enjoy your life. That will be like, bro, इतना सब रामायण पढ़ी and then end में you're like, इतना सब बोला है serious things and now you're like, chill. कभी कभी चलता है यार. Just relax, smile. Look in the mirror, turn on your phone camera and just smile. And don't worry about your goals. Don't take a lot of pressure. यार ये goal achieve नहीं हुआ, 2024 में नहीं हुआ, 25 में हो जाएगा. Unless and until you're working towards it, you are in a good spot. Unless and until you are working towards it, you are taking efforts, actively taking efforts towards it. कभी कभी rainy days हो जाता है, it's fine. But हाँ, if you're not doing anything about it, then that's an issue. But if you're doing something about it, then don't worry, हो जाएगा. There's always a right time or a better opportunity waiting for you. And happy birthday to me. If you have watched until this section, please let me know in the comment section how you felt about it. And should I be doing such videos? Recently कोई भी video चल नहीं रहा है, so I am feeling bit low and all that. Not gonna focus on the numbers much, but for my side, I'll just put out one video a week. But if you really like this video, a comment will really mean a lot. Thank you so much.